Welcome back, everybody, to the Anti-Stall Racing IMSA series. It's round 7 of season 9. Just one more to go after this. That's going to be at Portimao, but we're at Spa-Francorchamps today. Daniel in a new livery once again. It's the very shiny AMG Petronas livery for this week's race. Yeah, like you say, that new tyre model coming for next season, which is going to make these races even more interesting. Maximilian Meyer gets ready to start the race from pole position, which will give him the inside line into turn 1. Alongside him, Sergio Sanchez, Cachafieri, Samir Rashad able to break into the top 4, which I believe may actually be the top 3 on the grid. No, it's not, sorry, it is 4th place for Samir Rashad in that Ferrari. Can he hang on? Jean-Paul Seaman directly behind him in the BMW. It's going to be difficult. We're getting ready to go green. Maximilian Meyer will lead the field to green. He's gone in the start zone there, and that's a popping out there from Jean-Paul Seaman in the BMW. We're going to be 3 wide. A few cars back here into turn 1, and we all make it through nicely. We've got a problem behind, and we've got a problem up front as well. Oh, we've got smoke in the background. Oh, and off the road, Daniel Renek.
He needs to be careful because the GT3s are about to get launched as well. See, Vincenzo is very far back, I will say.
Eloy Cabinieri, sorry, is under attack into the braking zone at the end of the Kemmel straight. Jean-Paul Seaman's going to try and go down the inside in the BMW. It's made a mega start. It's up to P2 for Jean-Paul Seaman. We're getting ready to go green in GT3. We're all bunched up on the exit of the bus stop chicane, and Vincenzo Soroche goes from the pole. He's cleared a nice little gap to the cars behind. We're wrecking on the straight behind. That's Carlos Villarreal, the championship runner-up, and we've caught more cars.
I am disgusted, quite frankly, that we have been doing these starts for how many races now?
A long time.
How are you wrecking into a straight line? Turn 1, I can, I'm not happy about it, but I can understand. It's a straight line! What are we doing?
GTP and Brody Maynard, I believe, has been caught up in the chaos. The championship leader has no front nose on the Cadillac. I tell you what, you can't drive that Cadillac with no front nose. I've done it before, but he'll probably be coming into the pit lane as soon as he can on a viable pit strategy to change the front nose on that car. Ben Groneveld getting attacked here by Leon Elawat, our leader in the championship, has got damaged. That's Brody Maynard. Leon Van Elawat, who currently runs P3, is trying to get up to P2 in the race. Can he get it done in the Porsche on the brakes? Porsche v Porsche, and he gets it done around the outside. And Ben Groneveld's now got Nicole Monti to contend with. He's got to go down the inside. That would have been a brave move. Has to back out of it, because that would have ended with tears from at least one of those 2 drivers. Brody Maynard is back out on track with that repaired Cadillac, but is probably going to have to make an extra pit stop in this race, so we'll be on full attack right now, because 25 seconds is a big margin to make up in the race, as Nicole Monti is still looking for a way past Ben Groneveld.
Not going to do it here. It's a very narrow bit of track in terms of where the actual pace is, but you're still going to try and jam it down the inside. Does get a long slide, but now you're on the outside. The flick to the right does manage to clear the car. Monti takes 3rd place in GTPM. Impressive, but I didn't think it was on from that far back coming into Pujon.
Let's try and take a look now at what happened on lap 1.
So much happened in various categories.
And that's no good to us. Here we go. Juan Tuavale, let's watch. Was one of the first drivers to get caught up into it. You can see Albert Preem there making gains early on. Oh, and just turned in on the shiny silver Cadillac there, and then there was just more chaos behind.
What happens there?
Let's take a look. Leon flagged as caught up in this incident. Down into turn 1, a little bit further back, but he's probably going to try and make up some ground on the brakes into turn 1. They're 3 wide. We've got 2 lanes of 3 wide here. And, I mean, again, Leon pretty tight to the curb there. And what happens further up? That was with Brody Maynard. And then what happened to Brody? Did Brody get loose there? That's really weird. I think Brody must have got a hand. So it's Brody who was alongside him that looked to have contact with him. I'm not sure what.
That's really
weird.
The ASR livery. I'm not sure. Either way, whoever it is, they just turn left. I don't know what's going on.
See what race control thing.
Try to find a view of it.
Cone Garrett's is that a GT3 driver? Here we go. That's Cone in the background there, and the crash was further up the grid than this. We've already got someone in the wall, and I'm not sure how that's happened.
And he just pulls into the field. Oh, okay. I'm going to not look for a few seconds, because if I look, I'm going to cry.
Right, we're getting nearer to where we need to be. Let's take a look. Sven Elmers was one of the cars caught up in this. So Sven Elmers, the black Acura on the left-hand side of your screen, and the McLaren just comes across on Sven like he wasn't there.
And then
just doesn't hold the brakes, and there's nothing for Sven to do. Let's take a look from the onboard, but I'm not really sure if we can get an onboard, that is. I'm not really sure what Cone was meant to do, because Cone on the brakes, I think you can hear it there. And the Go Esports McLaren just not holding the brakes at all, and causing a whole load of more drivers to get caught up in that.
Oh dear.
And like you say, we're starting to catch that traffic. We've got a blinking McLaren in the middle of the road here. That's a driver who's been blinking all day and ahead now. Jean-Paul Seaman gets it done, using the traffic to his advantage, gets ahead on the brakes. Is that for Mayer, the 92?
Yes, I believe. Where's Mayer?
No, Mayer's the 25. So who is the 92?
Maynard. Brody Maynard.
Brody Maynard. That is probably for the lap 1 incident, I would have thought.
Yes.
Yeah,
no, okay,
for coming back across. Wow. Was that 20 seconds I just saw?
20 seconds.
20 seconds for Brody Maynard.
I didn't recognise the
That's
SR
for
livery
this
at the
contact
start,
here, yeah.
Yeah,
it's not shiny
left.
for some reason, is it? But yeah.
Straight left.
No.
Like, no, that's a slam dunk penalty every time. I agree with the control.
Carlos Pons, while we've been watching this, has passed Ben Gronevel. Is going to be at the end of the Kemmel Straight.
Oh, much closer that time.
Yeah, gets alongside earlier on, which I think is the key thing. You need to be alongside, and then you can make the move on the brakes. If you're not even partly alongside, it's you know, like you said, it's too difficult to get it done.
They are getting aggressive as Van der Heuvel's chasing Sergio Sanchez Cachafiero.
Yeah, you can see who's made
into the bus stop.
Yeah, you can see who's made the stop there on screen, and Sebastian, I believe, was ahead of Sanchez earlier on in the race. In fact, no, he wasn't. Sanchez was running P4, sorry. Sanchez was threatening the podium at one point. So it's a nice move done for Sebastian, who will move up into P5.
Side by side up front is
Daniel Morphy finds a gap down the inside, yeah. It was a purple lap last time by for Daniel Morphy as well, I just noticed. He's up to P2 momentarily, but Gregory Cole is going to have the inside line. He's going to be free wide with the GTP into turn 1, and that's going to minimise. And it's going to go wrong because Daniel Morphy spent spinning round in the podium positions and has to reverse back and gets it pointed in the right direction.
I saw that car inch forwards, and I thought for a brief moment I was going to have to disconnect from this call, otherwise I would say something I would rather not say on the broadcast. But yeah, no, does a good job of backing out of it, but that's just 3 wide into a turn 1, and no one really wants to back out at that point as Cachafiero goes around the outside, potentially.
Yeah, around the outside of Sebastian, the mega move to make that work. Has had the pace, and Sebastian just got ahead in the pit cycle, I believe. Let's take another look at what happened with Daniel Morphy and Gregory Kohler. So the GTP opening up the gap on the inside, which allowed Daniel to slot through and actually get ahead, but then a better run out of the exit for Gregory Kohler. And then the GTP, not sure who that is, but gets down the inside, and that just means they're free wide, and was always going to go wrong, wasn't it? Free wide into turn 1.
Hollow out tries to get Grunwald here, does get
so
very late on the brakes.
A lot of speed to carry into the corner. And, yeah, there we go. And he's going to have to give up the slowdown. So let's take another look at what happened here. Yeah, Maynard behind probably sees where Leon brakes and thinks, okay, I can brake there too. And no, keeps it on the road fine, but I wonder what's going to happen here, because Leon obviously picked up a lot of time by being off the road there. If Leon is listening, I would say let him back through. And if Race Control are listening, I'd say tell him to let him back through because, you know, I'm sure he would rather have the opportunity than, you know, lose, get a 5-second time penalty, whatever you would give him for that. But Brody Maynard trying to get by, and that was deep for Brody, was it, in the background? No, keeps it on the road. Ben Groneveld has just passed Leon, who's pulled over to let him by. So clearly listening in, or has been told by Race Control, move over and let him through. But that's a smart decision from Leon. His race isn't with Brody, because I think Brody's going to really struggle to make it to the end of the race here. Leon's got the outside line and isn't going to make it straight back by Ben Groneveld. But I would imagine, given the pace, and there you go, look at the tyre difference, the grip difference for Leon as he tries to go around the outside and is shuffled onto the gravel, but is still alongside into the hairpin. He's going to try and stick it out. Yeah, this is going to be really difficult to complete the move. And he's going to have the inside line, and Ben Groneveld's going to have to give it up finally as Leon gets by. Preem is going to have to pull out of a toe at some point. And does he hit that wall of air? Yes, he does. As Sebastian just edges ahead. They're side by side through the corner. And there's contact. There was always going to be contact. Straight on the radio.
Van der Heuvel played a stupid game and won a stupid prize. I'm quite frank. I looked like he pinched out. He pushes out wide there, and then pinches back down again. And I feel like there was like, where else was the car meant to go? Like you see the car get shuffled out there, and then he pinches down and leave it to Race Control. But gut reaction was race incident, and I will leave it there.
Side by side here, Albert Preem on the defensive. Ruben Stegeman's got past Albert Preem as well, but Max Meyer is going to come to the line to take the checkered flag, and it's a race win again for Max Meyer. Pole position and the race win will pick up maximum
they've made contact.
Points. Pretty wide here with contact, like Alice just said. Still all pointing in the right direction right now, but Gutierrez ahead of Van der Heuvel, ahead of Preem, who's lost out massively in these last few laps, was leading this pack, is now running last in it. Jean-Paul Seaman comes home to take the podium finish, and Albert Preem's going to go off the road to pass a GT3. That's going to be an illegal overtake if Race Control see that as well. So that'll be a 5-second penalty if he comes across the line in that position. He needs to cede the position, and he's going to cede the position because he gets loose on the exit. Now let's jump to this battle for the lead, and Carlos Ponce is just 3 tenths off the back of Leon Manello now, who's got one braking zone left to take home the win in GTP, and Vincenzo Soroche wins by 15 seconds in GT3 Pro, but Leon Manello has got one corner to go and sweeps ahead of Carlos Ponce in the braking zone. Leon just needs to play it cool here now, get an exit. Carlos Ponce is trying to cut back a little bit, but can't make it work on the exit. Leon Manello is going to be your race winner in AM and come across the line in that position. Carlos Ponce comes home in P2. Daniel Renek is 8 seconds down the road, but will come home in P3. Fabio Gibrino comes home in P2. And Daniel Morphy completes the podium in Pro. Casper Hu then, in his first race in GT3, wins in AM. It's unexpected, but he'll be very pleased with that. Senna Koven, 13 seconds down the road, comes across the line. It's P2 for Senna. Melvin Gack is 7 seconds back and will complete the podium. All right, we'll see you all next week. Thanks for joining us, and also next week as well, I was supposed to mention, you'll be hearing about the plans for next season. So we'll see you all later, and thanks for joining us.